Hello, everybody. Welcome to HCAM Sports Talk. In just a moment, we'll be joined by Andy Barron and Jared Keene, and of course, I'm Tom Nappy. But first, in case you missed what happened with Hiller Winter Sports in December, here's a nice long highlight package to fill you in on all the happenings to close out the final month of the 2022 calendar year. On Tuesday, December 13th, Hiller boys basketball tipped off versus Norwood to open up the 2022-2023 winter sports season. Wally Henneberry and Steve Spector were on the call.
Looking to inbound it, they get it to Chatton for three.
He's feeling it, man.
He's got it.
Nord doesn't have an answer for him at the moment. They're going to have to talk about it.
He's already got 9 points in the first quarter here. Into the corner. Back to Chatton. Looking inside to Cho. Back out to Iannelli and then into the corner. For Hyman for a three.
That is textbook. Coach
the elbow. He's looking. He kicks it out.
Cole.
Three-pointer for Cole Diesenroth.
Nice.
Iannelli really likes to drive the hole well. Chatton for three. Another three.
Chatton, I don't know how many points he had. We'll have to talk about that, but that's at least his fourth three of the game.
Yeah, I've got him down for 17 points, and definitely his fourth three. Gets it over to Hyman. He's looking. He's getting double teamed.
Nice
over to Chattel for three, and he got it. He's got it.
Tommy's got to
big bucket.
Up to 20 points or something.
Yeah, I've got him for 20.
The Hillers take an exciting one, 73-67, to open up the season in the win column. On Wednesday, December 14th, Hiller Wrestling hosted Ashland in the annual Coaches vs. Cancer match and raised money for a great cause. Here's a look. Ashland took a close match, 45-34. Congratulations to both teams on a great battle and raising money for a tremendous cause. On Wednesday, December 14th, Hiller Swimming hosted Ashland at their home pool of Milford High School. Here's a look.
Owen dropped a little. He's got about, the guy's got a body length on him and he'll beat him by about 5 yards, but that's okay. That's a phenomenal showing.
Great showing by Owen Picard.
And
all right, come on, Kevin.
He's
come
right
on,
on the
Kevin.
flag with him.
Come on, Kevin.
And he'll just get out touched, but that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. He really put so much energy there in the end.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Doing phenomenal.
So coming off the wall.
All four of them.
All
it's
four of
anybody's
them.
game. Corby in lane 1 is also doing really well. It's going to be really close. And the girls will clock in.
I would say that was Ashland.
By like a heartbeat.
Yeah. So I would say Ashland, then Olivia, and then I think Anna as the girl in lane 6.
The Hiller boys took the win, 89-75, and Ashland took the win on the girls' side, 92-70. On Wednesday, December 14th, Hiller boys hockey hosted Norwood in their home opener.
Carroll. Graza trying to send it out in front. Mira pops it off the boards back to Zolotara. He takes a hit as he sends it forward. Backhander, and it's put in! Joe Carraza! Makes it 1-0.
Joe Carraza. That's a first period goal, and the Hillers added on in the second frame.
No, Mira's initial shot was just a misfire. Able to get to the puck again, and the keeper was ready for it. There's a goal! Till and Manser. Manser swoops it over to Mira, who just scrapes it right in.
2 more goals in the second period. 3-0 Hillers heading into the third period.
He's up on the ice. Scardino takes a shot and puts it in! Joe Scardino makes it 4-0. An errant pass, and the senior was in the right place at the right time. Last baseball season. Peraza, beauty of a pass, shot, and it's in! Cam McPherson! That was an absolutely perfect feed from Carranza. You don't get any more of a perfect pass than that, and McPherson pops it in.
2 more goals in the third, and the Hillers take the 5-0 win and improve to 2-0 on the season. On Friday, December 16th, Hiller Boys Basketball hosted Holliston. Steve Hain and myself, Tom Nappy, on the call.
Tables maybe starting to turn a little bit, but the Hillers think otherwise as the Dajin pops it in off the window. To the corner, Dumas trying to feed it up, and we get a steal. Del Ponte to the bucket, up with the left hand. Count it, and 1. That's 9 points for Holliston. Fed over to Simulus for 3, and he knocks it down. What a response by the Hillers.
The Hillers' outside shooting is heating up.
The Hillers capture a dominant 77-36 win and improve to 2-0 on the season. Senior Thomas Chatton tallied 15 points, and junior Sam Pantera netted 10. On Saturday, December 17th, Hiller Boys Hockey hosted Holliston and got the scoring started early and often.
And Tosca with a shot, secondary shot, count it! Off the rebound from the Ian Tosca shot, Joe Scardino puts it in. Back to Mara. Mara Scardino in the left circle, takes a shot, it's in! And he has goal number 2 already. Mara with the shot, and that hit the crossbar, and I think they're going to roll it in.
3 goals in the first period, 2 of which were scored by Joe Scardino, and the Hillers would end up taking the game 7-1. Hillers improved to 3-0 on the season. On Tuesday, December 20th, Hiller Girls Basketball hosted Ashland in their home opener. Wally Henneberry and Steve Spector on the call.
To the top of the key, looking down to Thompson, who lays it up and in.
Beautiful play, Vanessa Thompson. Nice finish.
Yeah, soft hands in the lane there. We got a 3-pointer by the Hillers, and it's good, and that's Megan Grady. Hillers are playing a full court press here. Oh, and they spring Leone again out ahead, and she's going to go in for a layup, and it's up and in.
Ashland took the win, 46-28. The Hiller girls fall to 0-3. On Wednesday, December 21st, Hopkinton Dover-Sherborne girls hockey hosted Norwood. Here's a look. After a tough battle, Norwood took the win 4-3. Hopkinton Dover-Sherborne Co-op fell to 0-3 on the season. On Wednesday, December 21st, Hiller Swimming hosted Holliston at Milford High School.
Holliston takes it.
So
with Natalie
Holliston
following up
Midway
in
will
second.
out-touch. But look at here, down here in lane 2, Pat has passed the Holliston Midway swimmer in lane 1, switches to 3rd place, and Porvy is finishing strong up in lane 6. And with the nature of there only being 5 swimmers, everybody gets points. Yep. So.
The Hiller boys fall to Holliston 55-84. Holliston also takes the girls' meet 97-77. On Thursday, December 22nd, Hiller boys basketball hosted Doherty. Steve Spector and Mike Terosian on the call.
Or do a touch pass a la Bird.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful response by Joey Bowden. Evidently has some range. That's his third three-pointer of the game. Wide open three. Wow, they're hitting their three-pointers tonight, big time. There's a steal. Iannelli taking it all the way, and it's good.
There we go.
Oh, boy.
Easy. Yeah, you don't want that.
That's a backbreaker.
Yep.
Doherty took the win in a very close one, 74-69. Hiller boys fall to 3-1. On Tuesday, December 27th, Hiller girls basketball hosted Algonquin as part of the Mary Corby tournament. It was a 19-15 Algonquin lead heading into the second half.
Baroni. Demary feeds it up. Adams. It's into the interior, off the window and in. Lily Morse. Algonquin up by 13. Hillers have yet to score in this third quarter. Up for three. Count
Big
it.
one.
Boy,
Yes.
did they need that. Megan Grady pulling on the entry. Oh, boy. That might have been the clincher.
Yeah, that should do it right there.
Algonquin hung on to take the win, 51-43. Hiller freshman Tegan Restaghini netted 15 points, but the Hillers fall to 0-4. On Wednesday, December 28th, Hiller boys basketball hosted Foxborough. It was a great back and forth battle, but Foxborough hung on to take it 82-80. Hiller boys fall to 3-2, heading into the 2023 calendar year. On Thursday, December 29th, Hiller girls basketball hosted Milford in the Mary Corby tournament consolation game. After a very close game, Milford hung on to take it 31-30. Hiller girls fall to 0-5, heading into the 2023 calendar year. Hello, everybody. Welcome in to this segment of HCAM Sports Talk. Tom Nappy, joined by Andy Barron from MyFM 101.3 and HCAM contributor Jared Keene. Guys, how are you?
Doing good. Doing good,
well. Tom.
It's good to be back. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
We had some reruns over the last few weeks, but we want to wish everyone out there a very happy new year.
Yep.
And a new year means NFL playoffs are coming up. And we are recording this show on a Monday night, and it happens to be the Monday that the college national championship will take place between first-seeded Georgia and third-seeded TCU, who was able to beat Michigan in that semifinals round. So, guys, before we get into the NFL picks, let's just talk about this game real quick, and let's give our picks for Georgia and TCU. And by the time the people watch this on Wednesday, they can see how right or wrong we were. But I think this should be a great game between these two teams. TCU, they look like the real deal. They certainly deserve to be there. Very impressive win over Michigan. And I think they'll give Georgia a little bit of challenge tonight. I think it's going to be probably a closer game. than some people expect. I understand the spread's 13. So if I'm betting on the spread, I'm actually taking TCU because I think it's going to end up being like a 9 or 10 point game, something like that. Maybe even a 7-point game. I think TCU is good enough to keep it close with this Georgia team. And I am envisioning kind of a shootout type of game. Two very potent offenses going at it, but I got Georgia to win overall, and I'm taking the over. The over under 63.5. I'm going to take the over. I think this game ends up being like a 36-30 kind of shootout type of game. Andy, what are your thoughts about the Georgia TCU battle?
Well, I picked TCU to beat Michigan, and that was a fantastic game. Both games were fantastic, by the way.
Yep.
That was probably the best semifinal rounds that I've seen, at least. But I love TCU. I love the story. 200-1 odds at the beginning of the season to win the national championship. If you put some money on them and they win tonight, you are going to be a very, very happy person. I can tell you that. But
there's some lucky guy out there who did that too.
Oh, of course. Let's just put money on TCU. I mean, and they're a good team. They're a very good team. They belong here. But I am going to go with Georgia. I just think they just got a little bit more. But this isn't going to be a blowout. I mean, I think this is going to be a close game, just like you said, Tom. But I just think Georgia's just got a little bit more. But we shall see. I am going to go with the Bulldogs.
Are you going with the over or under 63.5?
Over. Yeah.
All right. Steve went with TCU and the over. So he's a TCU guy. Jared, who are you going with?
I'm actually really excited about this tonight. This is going to be a great game. Again, Andy said it, hit the nail on the head. The semifinal round was immense. Two really, really good games. I was going to pick Georgia all along, but I'm a believer in this TCU team. This TCU team is really, really, really good and has proven that they can play with anybody in the country. Anybody. I'm taking TCU tonight. I'm going TCU. I think the first half is going to be kind of a defensive struggle a little bit. I think TCU is going to turn it on a little bit in the second half, and I'll say TCU in the under.
All right. I like it. And we are going to count this in picks because why not? It's a big one.
Okay. All right.
And we'll count the over-under too. Make it more fun, right?
Ooh, spicy. I like it.
Yes.
There you go.
It'll add a little suspense to our lives.
Tom, you take Georgia?
I took Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
so. You and I got Georgia. Jared and Steve got TCU. All right.
Mike has Georgia and the under.
Okay.
As well. So 3 on Georgia, 2 on TCU. And Mike and Jared on the under. The rest of us with the over 63.5 points.
Bob didn't pick a tie, did he? He didn't pick him to tie, right?
I would be shocked if this game ended in a tie. These college games.
I'd be stunned.
No.
I really wish the NFL would adopt the college overtime system. I love that Wild West overtime. It's so great.
Yep.
Speaking of records, let's talk about our picks records. We haven't had our picks on the show in quite a while, so things have changed in the last few weeks. In first place, that hasn't changed. It's Jared, who's been in first place pretty much all season because he's a genius. 171 wins, 97 losses. He hit big on Detroit, taking Detroit over Green Bay last night to end up tying for first for the week. And that was with Mike. In second place, it is Steve, 166 wins, 102 losses. In third place, I'm right on his heels. I'm back, baby. 165 wins, 103 losses. And Andy is hanging around with 160 wins and 108 losses. He's in fourth place. And then in fifth place, all alone at the bottom, is Mike with 156 wins and 112 losses. But to make things even more spicy, I don't know if you guys remember, but the playoff games are going to be worth 2 wins.
Ooh, okay.
We've done that every year. So it's make or break time for real. And we have a full slate of divisional round games coming up. 6 games now, so with the 7 seeds in each conference. You got 2 on Saturday, and we're going to go through them all and talk about them, but we'll just list off the games for now. On Saturday at 4:30 p.m., you got Seattle at San Francisco. And then at 8:15 p.m., you got the Chargers at Jacksonville. Then on Sunday, you have a trifecta of games. Miami at Buffalo at 1 p.m., the Giants at Minnesota at 4:30 p.m., Baltimore at Cincinnati at 8:15 p.m., and then Monday Night Football, Dallas at Tampa Bay. They saved the best for last, perhaps. So let's get into it. We'll start off with the Saturday games. We'll start off with Seattle at San Francisco. Seattle ended up making the playoffs because Green Bay lost, thanks to the Detroit Lions, Jared's new favorite team. They were able to knock Green Bay out. I think it was the first time that Green Bay hasn't made the playoffs since like 2008 or something like that.
Something crazy like that, yeah.
And I don't know if I'm exactly right on the year, but it's been a long time since Green Bay hasn't made the playoffs. So certainly a letdown, and they haven't played really great all season until that Dallas game where what's his face, the receiver there, Watson. Was it Watson?
Christian
Watson. Yeah, where he just exploded and had like 7 touchdowns or something ridiculous. I think it was more like 5, but he had a lot of touchdowns, a whole lot of yards receiving. And then after that game, he took off and Green Bay really started to take off, but they just fell flat on their face right at the end of the season. All they had to do was beat Detroit to get in. They couldn't do it. So certainly a letdown for you Packers fans out there, but the Seattle Seahawks slipping into the playoffs to take on division rival San Francisco 49ers. And guys, I'll tell you what, this 49ers team, I think they have it all. They got the offense, they got the defense, even their, what is it now, their 3rd or 4th string quarterback is playing very well. Brock Purdy, is that his name? Purdy?
Yep.
Yeah, Brock Purdy. Never thought you'd see that name as a top quarterback, but okay. But he's been playing very well. He looks great. And he might even win that starting job in San Francisco. He looks so good. And the 49ers are just firing on all cylinders. So, guys, I got to go 49ers here. And I think this will probably – well, actually, I don't think it'll be that high scoring of a game. The 49ers defense is too good, but I do picture some points being put up in this one. Seattle could score on tough defenses. So I think it'll be a relatively close game, but give me the 49ers. Jared, what are your thoughts about this game, and who do you got?
It's hard to bet against San Francisco right now. You can't really bet against San Francisco. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Andy's going to surprise me here and take Seattle. That'd be kind of wild. San Francisco is legit, though. Their defense is so good. George Kittle has been immense recently on offense. I think he's got 7 touchdowns in his last 4 games. Brock Purdy playing really well. I can't bet against San Francisco right now.
There you go. San Francisco for Jared. Steve also took San Francisco. He was courteous enough to at least send in his picks, although he couldn't join us on the show because he has, I guess, better things to do. Okay, fine, whatever. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad.
Come on, man. Come on.
Mad yesterday.
The national championship's on. We're going to be done recording before that. Like a half hour before. You get a half hour to get ready for the game. But no. All right, whatever, Steve. We get it. You don't like us.
Andy, you're taking Seattle, I'm guessing.
Andy.
No, not a chance. Okay.
I am taking I do like Seattle, but I am taking the 49ers. I just think they're the better team. You can't say enough about Brock Purdy. The guy's playing well. Defense is good. Offense is good. And listen, Seattle, you're going to give them credit for making the playoffs. I mean, I know they got a little bit of help to get in, but still, they've done a fantastic. Geno Smith, he might be comeback player of the year. Who else is? He's had a great year. You can't. This would be a massive win for the Seahawks if they were to win this game. But I just think the 49ers are better. And I think Tom kind of alluded, this might be kind of a low scoring game. I think it's going to be like a 10-point game. It may not seem, but I don't think it's going to be as close. I just think they're clearly the better team. Should be a raucous crowd. And, I will say, Kenneth Walker, that guy is legit.
Yes.
He is really, really good. And the Seahawks have some very good receivers. But I just think the Niners, their defense, I think, is the best in the league right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And kudos to Geno Smith. What a year he's had. I mean, he's been awesome. When we went into the season, we didn't expect anything from the Seattle team. We all thought they were going to be horrible. And they clearly weren't horrible. They're in the playoffs. I mean, they didn't even make it last year with Russell Wilson. And
Russell
now they
Wilson
get
didn't
Geno
make it this year either.
Right. And they dumped a number of defensive guys. That whole defense back from the Seattle Super Bowl years, 14 and 16, is gone. And all new faces. And Pete Carroll, got to give him credit too. He's done a great job with this team.
Yeah.
For them to even make it is impressive.
You alluded to that too. This isn't the Seahawks defense of old either. I mean, that was an elite defense that played the Patriots, won the Super Bowl against the Broncos. The 49ers are an elite defense. I think that's that is to say, but you got to give Pete Carroll credit. He's a good coach. I mean, I know he's kind of he's a very fiery guy, but he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I certainly respect him, and a very likable guy too.
Yes. Yeah, he did good in college too. He had a heck of a career in college as well. I mean,
oh yeah, he's done wonders with this team, and I think they're only going to get better. And you wonder what's in the future for Seattle. Are they going to keep rolling with Geno Smith? Are they going to maybe draft somebody? They're kind of taking a younger route right now, so I think the draft is going to be huge for Seattle, and they don't really have to build as much as they expected. Clearly, they are already in a playoff caliber team, as they've proved. So they'll just be adding pieces to this team. And they got a lot of salary cap from what I understand as well. So they should be very interesting the next few years. All right. Well, it's San Francisco across the board. And I just want to say, I also think San Francisco might be the best built team in the playoffs, the best all around team. It seems like they could throw any quarterback in there. They could throw any running back in there and get the job done. And of course, having Christian McCaffrey doesn't hurt either.
No,
or George Kittle.
Yes.
That guy's just insane,
Kittle,
man. What a player! I love that guy.
I would say Kelsey and Kittle are the only tight ends in the league that are worth anything, pretty much. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Hawkinson's good. And there's
a few decent tight ends, but those guys are top tier.
They're the elite of the elite. All right, let's move on to the Saturday night game. We have the LA Superchargers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who would have thought we'd be talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs? They just had at the end of the season, the last possible moment, they just were on fire and taking down good teams. They went on a 5-game winning streak to close out the season. So they certainly got hot at the right time. And I think we're all kind of waiting for this Jacksonville team to turn into something, because it seemed like they had the pieces. Lawrence is a decent quarterback. They added guys like Christian Kirk. They have a pretty good running game as well. So it seemed like they had the pieces, and it looks like they're finally starting to put it together. And now,
Tom, I think you got to let Andy pick here first. I think you got to let Andy pick first there. He's we know which way he's going.
All right, Andy, go ahead.
Going with the Jaguars.
Yep.
I'm really starting to buy into this team. That was a very impressive end of the season. A good win. That place was loud last Saturday night. It's going to be loud again Saturday night. This Jaguars team is emerging right now, and I think their defense is very underrated. And the other thing in this game too, I want you to keep an eye on too. It's going to come down to coaching. Brandon Staley, this guy is
He's
another
awful.
guy. Doug Peterson is a good coach. Look what he's doing with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is playing like the number 1 pick that he was drafted as. Some of those throws he made the other night, I'm like, whoa. I was like, that was impressive. This is a young team. They're only going to get better. he is clearly the face of the Jaguars franchise going forward. And I think this team could be good, moving forward for a long time. Like the Chargers have a really good offense, but they're flying cross country. They're flying into a very tough place. I can't trust them. It still can't trust them. I think a lot of points could be scored in this game. And I am going to take the Jaguars.
All right, I like it. Well, you weren't the only one that took the Jaguars. Steve Watson also has the Jacksonville Jaguars. So 2 on the Jaguars bandwagon. I'm going to pick last on this one. Jared, who do you got?
Make it 3 on the Jags bandwagon. I'm going with the Jags here. Again, Andy hit the nail on the head again about Trevor Lawrence. He's been playing phenomenal football recently. Just been making all the throws, really stepping up when the running game has really kind of taken a step back. I mean, Travis Etienne is a really good running back, but Trevor Lawrence has just been awesome recently. Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram,
he's been
ridiculous recently from the tight end position. I mean, this is an exciting team. I'm going to the Jags.
I like it. And yeah, that's probably another tight end we should have listed in our tight end list. Evan Ingram, he's been fantastic.
He's been awesome.
So to finish out the season, the Jags beat the Titans, the Cowboys, the Jets, the Texans, and then the Titans again. So Titans fans are not too happy with Jacksonville right now. That's for sure.
I'm gonna go get my. I gotta get a Jacksonville jersey. Saw somebody had a Mark Brunell jersey on in the crowd. Maybe I'll get one of those.
Awesome.
Yes.
Throw it way back. Right.
Get a Jimmy Smith jersey or a Keenan McCardell jersey.
Oh man, we're going way back.
Way back. Let's go.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree. They're an exciting team to watch. I mean, you have to be excited if you're a Jaguars fan. I mean, you've been waiting, but this team was 1-15. Trevor Lawrence's first year. They were 3-14 last year.
Yep.
And now they're in the playoffs. You got to give them credit. I do
not believe the Chargers.
Urban Meyer. I mean, that was horrible. I mean,
I'll tell you what, though, I'm going to ruin your Jaguars love fest. And by the way, just for the record, my favorite Jaguar of all time, Maurice Jones-Drew, because he was 5'6", and I respect that.
Love it.
He proved us short people have a chance.
You're going to the Chargers here?
I am going to go with the Chargers.
Interesting. Okay.
I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game. I think it's going to be a shootout of a game. I picture this game being like a 44 to 41 type of game. I think it's going to be very close. I think there'll probably be a game-winning field goal involved. But let's not underestimate the Chargers. They got a lot of great pieces too. And they're healthy now. So they have Mike Williams back. They have Keenan Allen.
He did get hurt. Mike Williams got hurt.
Who?
Mike Williams got hurt.
Yeah, he got carted off the field against the Broncos. Yeah.
It's almost like every other game with him, he's going to be hurt.
But why are you having your starters? And the Chargers, they didn't need them in there.
Against the Broncos of all teams. Come on.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
The Broncos were atrocious. Why are you playing those guys against the Broncos?
The Chargers had nothing to gain in that game, and then still playing their starters the whole game. And now you're going to go play a red-hot Jaguars team. I mean, Mike Williams is a good receiver. Now you're not going to have him.
I almost want to pick the Jaguars because that was so stupid.
Jared, we talked Tom into taking the Jaguars.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll stay with the Chargers. They proved they could do it without Mike Williams anyway. And I think they've gotten used to just not having him because he's pretty much hurt all the time. They have, what's his face? The other guy who stepped up, number 1.
Josh Palmer?
No, he's number 5. He's great. He was on my fantasy team. Won me a lot of games.
Gerald Everett, not Keenan Allen.
I think it's like Deshaun something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, like Deshaun Carter or something.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That guy. He's pretty good too. I'm very mixed on this game. It's
a weird game, but I like the Jags here for sure. And again, Andy is on fire tonight. Brandon Staley is an atrocious coach. If he outcoaches Doug Peterson somehow in this game, we're gonna have an epic rant next week. Epic.
Tell you, man, some of this coaching in this league this year has just been awful.
Well, yeah, really especially bad with Mike Williams. That guy gets hurt at the drop of a pen, and you're starting him unnecessarily when you're just about to head to the playoffs, that is pretty stupid, I must say.
Yep.
That's the last guy I would have had out there. Even if you want to put all your other starters out there, don't put Mike Williams out there. You got to save that guy. Very dumb move by the Chargers. I'm probably going to regret not taking the Jaguars, but I'll stick with the Chargers, I guess, just to be different. Although
Let's not
know-
complain to
Watch
us.
the Chargers
Saturday
win
night.
you're going to be saying that when the Chargers win like 41-0. Come on, man.
And they'll be like, see, I knew it. But hey, I'm sticking with them. I'm sticking with them. The Chargers, they lost against the Broncos, but that's okay. But they beat some good teams, so I'll give them a chance. But this is going to be a wild one. This is going to be a fun one. All right, so me on the Chargers, everybody else on the Jags. Mike hasn't submitted his picks yet, but that's okay. He's in last place anyway. Moving to the Sunday games. The 1 p.m. game, Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. I think I know what direction everybody's going in.
Is anybody taking Miami?
Let's just get this out of the way. Is anyone taking Miami?
No. Buffalo by a million.
All right. Yes, I'm going Buffalo as well. Everybody's on Buffalo. I do think Miami could potentially make this somewhat of a competitive game since they are division rivals, but I don't think they have a chance in this. Jared, any thoughts?
Tua is clearly not playing in this game. I mean, why would you even want to play him? I mean, so it's probably going to be Skylar Thompson again, and Teddy Bridgewater is your backup. Now, the one thing to keep an eye on too, I mean, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill could go off in this game, and Buffalo's secondary is a little shaky.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one thing, but I just don't see how the Dolphins scored 11 points against the Jets. I mean, how that is not going to get it done against the Bills. I mean, you know,
you want to talk about letdowns? How about the Jets? They lost the final 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
And literally just lost. They lost their final 6 games to lose their way right out of the playoffs. Oh, you Jets
lost 11-6 to the Dolphins.
11-6. What an atrocious game.
Horrible. It was horrible.
By the way, random thought: was it just me, or was there like 6 million field goals kicked in the league this weekend? I think there's so many field goals this weekend. There's an insane amount of field goals. Like if you go back and look at the box scores of each game, it's like field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal. Like, come on, man.
Shows you how much we're not interested in this game. We're talking about week 18 field goals. I mean,
field goals.
Really, this game's not interesting. It's not interesting. The Bills are a better team. They're just better. You know.
Yes, and they looked very good last week when they took down the Pats. Well, somewhat good. Their defense was a little vulnerable. I was surprised at how many touchdowns they gave up to Mac Jones. But the Bills, I think, are getting hot again at the right time. They should have no problem in this game. Although, can't underestimate the fact Miami has Tyreek Hill. He's the one difference maker, I'd say, in that offense. All right, moving on to the 4:30 p.m. game. This one should be very interesting. The New York Giants at the Minnesota Vikings, and I got to give the Giants credit. I thought they were going to play themselves right out of the playoffs, but they didn't. They hung on for dear life, and they were able to sneak in. You got 3 teams in from the NFC East, so pretty impressive stuff by the Giants, who were able to get a few big wins down the stretch, including one against Washington, which was probably the difference maker when you look at it. But they are able to get in, and they're playing a Vikings team who I think is very questionable at times. You really don't know what you're going to get out of this team. I think this game's going to be a very close one. Andy, let's start off with you for this one.
I'm going with the Giants. And you just kind of took the words right out of my mouth, Tom. I think this Vikings team is very questionable. Which team are you going to get? The talent is there, no doubt about it. And they're at home. And the Giants have been really just kind of falling off since going 6-1. But they play tough. They're kind of a scrappy team. They I don't think they played any starters this past week against Philadelphia, and they still were competitive in that game. Brian Daboll has done a good job with this team. I don't know what it is with this Vikings team. I don't believe in Kirk Cousins. Justin Jefferson is a phenomenal receiver, the best receiver in the NFL. But I don't know. I just got a weird feeling about this game. And the Giants played the Vikings stuff on Christmas Eve as well.
Correct.
They gave them a good game. I don't know. They've seen
Vikings.
them for a second time.
Giants won that game.
They did?
Yeah, 27. Oh, no, hold on. They lost 27.
Yeah, I think they lost by a field goal, but it was close. And now you've seen him again, and you're playing him again. I like the Giants. I'm going with the upset here.
I like it. There you go. Steve Watson going with the Vikings. Tom Nappy going with the Vikings. Minnesota, yes, they're very shaky. They're very unpredictable. You don't know what you're going to get at times. They did have a good game. What was it, last week or the week before? But I think they're starting to get a little hot again. They beat Chicago this week. They pounded them. And then the week before that, I can't find it. Anyways. But I think they played Green Bay. They lost to Green Bay. That's right.
Yeah, they were annihilated. They had some games that they've just been. It's like they didn't even show up. I mean,
it's very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get that Vikings team, they won't win this game. I just don't have enough faith in the Giants' offense because they really don't put up a whole lot of points. I do think their defense is good. Vikings are at home. I think that'll have a big impact. And I think maybe that Chicago game, despite the fact it was Chicago, was a turn in the right direction. But I'll tell you what, I think this game's going to be like a 3-point game. I don't know what the spread is. I'm guessing Vikings are favored, but
yeah,
if the spread's any more than 3, I'm going with Giants spread if I'm a betting man. Jared, who do you got?
I think this is the hardest game to pick this weekend. I just don't believe quite so much in the Giants. So I'm sort of taking the Vikings by default, even though I don't really want to. Because, again, as we just talked about, the Vikings have been really, really poor at times this year. Really bad. Again, I just don't know if the Giants can step up and play some of their best football right now in a big time. I think Jefferson bounces back and has a massive game. Again, this is a really weird game, really hard to pick, but I'm going to go with the Vikings. I don't know, maybe like 27-24 or something weird. I don't know.
Hey, that's what the score of the last time they met was back on Christmas Eve, 27-24.
I don't know. 31-28 maybe, who knows. But yeah, this is a tough game to pick.
All right.
I just don't quite believe so much in the Giants.
Yeah. I'm kind of shaky with both of these teams, but I guess I'm more shaky with believing in the Giants. I feel like there's always like that feeling that the Giants are somewhat of a fraud and they shouldn't be here, but they did earn the playoff spot. So I guess they deserve to be here. But we got
Islands. Let's see if I can pull it off.
Yes. Andy could hop
right
back.
It's worked for you before.
Yeah. I mean, I did pick Washington, 2 times this year and they won? I mean, so.
And hey, these are two wins, these games. So you get this one over all of us. You're in good shape.
Sure.
All right. The 8:15 game. I think this is probably the most behind Dallas, Tampa. I'd say the most anticipated game. Maybe. Baltimore at Cincinnati. Lamar Jackson probably not going to play, although I believe there's a chance he could, but it's not looking great. Baltimore, they've still played pretty good despite the fact they lost Lamar Jackson, but obviously they have not scored as many points without him. And this Bengals team, they are very well built for the postseason. They got a pretty solid defense. They got a great offense. Everybody seems to be healthy for the Bengals. They had a lot of injuries throughout the season, but they're able to battle through them. I got to go Cincinnati Bengals here. I think it's a division rival, so it won't surprise me if it's a closer game, but I think the Bengals will pull away. I just don't think the Ravens will be able to produce enough offense to keep up with that crazy Bengals offense and that tandem of Burrow and Chase. So give me Cincinnati. Jared, who you going with?
Cincinnati by like 1,000. Again, I love the Cincinnati team. Burrow is again just playing really good football and has been awesome, as we've all talked about. That receiving core, Joe Mixon. Yeah, no, I'm down on the Ravens too. Cincinnati all the way.
All right. Steve's also going with the Cincinnati Bengals. And now for the most
Is he doing it again? Is he doing it again? No, he can't do it.
Who is Andy going with?
Bengals. Bengals. This Ravens team has just been free falling for the last several weeks, and I don't even think, even if Lamar Jackson comes back, the Bengals are the better team. The better team.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to do this as well, pick who we think is going to end up in the Super Bowl. But if we're talking Super Bowl favorites, Bengals, they have to be on the list. They are just so well built.
Yeah.
All right. Bengals across the board. Now we move to the sixth and final game of the weekend, the Monday night game.
Another fun one. This is going to be
Dallas
spicy.
Cowboys at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Just real
Tampa
quick.
Bay hanging on, winning the NFC South with their 8-9 record. Impressive stuff. Tom Brady found a way. It certainly wasn't a pretty season for Tampa Bay. A lot of ugliness throughout the season, a lot of struggles on offense. I think their defense overall was good, but their offense, a lot of struggles, a lot of ups and downs. But I believe they are starting to turn the tables. But I am not going to pick yet, because first let's have Jared pick first.
We're going to say, Andy. We're going to say.
No. Why is this game on Monday night? Why isn't there a triple header on both Saturday and Sunday?
Moolah, TV contracts.
It's just dumb. Like, I mean, it's Monday night. I got to get up early in the morning. It's like, I put them on Saturday. 3 games. I mean, really, it just, you mean to tell me a Saturday triple header would do great?
Yeah, I'd like it. I'd prefer it, but it's all about the money. You got to get ESPN wants their payday.
Yeah, but they could have still did it on whatever. They don't care what I think.
I'm just glad it's not on Amazon Prime.
Oh, God.
Who do you got, Jared?
Again, I think this is another very odd game. I kind of talked about it a little bit in the chat earlier. I could see both these teams winning, and I could see both these teams blowing it or playing really awful. Yeah, I mean, again, it's weird because you think Dallas is probably like the straight pick. Nope, Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay here. Tom doesn't lose. Dallas is going to blow it. Mike McCarthy, nope. Tampa, let it rip.
All right. Well, I thought I was going to be the only one, but I guess I'm not. I am going with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How can you doubt Tom Brady in the playoffs? You just can't. You can't. I know it's been a rough season for the Bucs. I know their offense has struggled a lot, but you can't doubt Tom Brady in the playoffs. And if anyone's going to blow it to the Buccaneers, it's going to be the Mike McCarthy Cowboys.
Mike McCarthy.
So I got to go Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady is going to somehow end up bringing this team to the Super Bowl. So give me Tampa. Steve also has Tampa. Andy, who do you got?
Going with Tampa. Can't bet against Tom Brady. But just think of it this way. You got Todd Bowles versus Mike McCarthy. Oh, my goodness.
Gosh.
I mean, this is just, Tom Brady. I mean, it's just, how can you believe in Dallas? They just lost to Washington. I mean, they were horrible. Horrible. I mean, Dak Prescott is not the guy. I've said it before. They were better with Cooper Rush.
They were.
The team was better.
Yeah.
They were.
They're better. I look, I don't know a lot about Dak. He just doesn't get it done. I mean, you're going against the greatest quarterback of all time, and they'll figure it out. I'm not saying Tampa's going to win the Super Bowl, but I just don't believe in this Dallas team. I just don't.
I am. Tampa's gonna. That's Brady's next.
Oh, we
big
know.
feat.
We know.
Taking an
We
8-9 team to Super Bowl glory.
And he beats and then he beats Buffalo, you know, and the
Oh,
Bills have to
incredible.
like live with Tom Brady again. I mean,
It would just horrify every fan that is a fan of a team that doesn't feature Tom Brady. It would just horrify everybody.
yeah, it's hard to bet against them. That is for sure. And I just don't believe in this Dallas team. I mean, and I think they're more talented, but they're just not. They're not. I can't do it.
I'll give
They're so
Mike.
undisciplined. I mean, and they always have been this way for a long time.
I'm gonna give Mike Dallas because he's so far behind. He really needs to catch up.
Give him Dallas. There you go.
Oh my God.
But Tampa Bay across the board, Tom Brady. If anyone can do it, it's Tom Brady. And
Tom Brady and Mike Evans, let it rip.
Yep.
Well, Tampa wins this game. There's a good chance they're probably going to Philadelphia then, right? That most likely.
Yeah, and they'll beat them too. It's Tom Brady time.
Oh boy, I don't know about that. That's
This is where Tom Brady shines, gents. This is where he shines in the playoffs.
I don't
Philly
think
team is good,
I don't
man.
think he can beat San Francisco though. That Niners team pulverized Tom Brady.
Yeah,
really
that's
bad.
true.
Because the Buccaneers' offensive line is a big problem, and
San Francisco can get after the QB.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what though, if Tampa comes out in this game and they light up the scoreboard and put up like 40 something points, that's gonna say to me that they are red hot at the exact right time, and there's no stopping them.
Yeah,
but we'll see how this game goes first.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, 14 catches for 250 yards and 4 touchdowns. There's my bold prediction.
You in a fantasy? Are you in a fantasy playoff pool? Or,
No, I lost in the first round. It was toast.
You get that, man. Wow. You know,
It's funny though. I had Evans in my lineup all year. The one week that he had like a big week was the week after I got eliminated from the playoffs. So there you go.
They just need Godwin to shine.
yeah.
I like Godwin.
Yeah, he's very good. Although he's had some rough games this year as well. All right, let's go around the board. And as of right now, who's your AFC champion? Who's your NFC champion? Who's your Super Bowl winner? I'll start off. I think in AFC, I'm going Bengals. I think they'll end up beating the Chiefs again in the AFC Championship. In the NFC, I went Bengals and Tampa at the beginning of the year. I'm going to stick with it. Why not? Give me the Bengals and the Bucks. And as far as Super Bowl winner, there's no going against Tom Brady. Give me Tampa. He's going to take an 8-9 team and win a Super Bowl. It's going to be the first and last time it ever happens in NFL history. Andy, what's your Super Bowl prediction?
Going with Dolphins and Seahawks.
Dolphins and Seahawks. Oh my God.
I'm just playing.
Oh my! I thought you were serious for a second. I was like,
no.
Holy cow, man!
No, I think you guys get a laugh out of that. I am actually going to go. I'm going with the Bengals and the 49ers.
All right, I like it.
Rematch from the 2 Super Bowls in the 80s they were in.
Who do you got winning it all?
Oh man, that's tough. I think the Bengals get it done this year because they were there last year, and they become the second Super Bowl loser to win. Than the Patriots did a few years ago when after the '72 Dolphins did it. It's very hard to do. I just think it's Joe Burrow, man. Jared's right. This guy is something. He gets up for big games. He knows how to get up. He's not afraid to take down Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. I don't know. This guy's got something. I mean, he is the face of the Bengals franchise. No doubt about it. But I think the Bengals get it done.
All right, Jared, Super Bowl prediction.
I would say the Bengals, but just to be different. I mean, I think the Bengals probably will come out of the AFC, but just to get a little spicy here, I'll go with the Bills and the Eagles.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of people probably predict that.
I mean, the Eagles have been really, the Eagles have been, again, one of the top 2 teams in the league all year.
Who you got winning it all?
Oh, man. I'll go with the Eagles. I think I've said
right.
all season that the Eagles are the best team in the league. I'll stick by it. I'll go with the Eagles.
All right. I like it.
I wish we could get a Philly-San Fran Super Bowl. That would be insane.
I'm
That
gonna
would
give
just be
Mike,
absolutely insane.
I'll give Mike Jacksonville and Dallas.
There you go. All right.
Just because. All right, so there it is, our Super Bowl predictions. And next week we'll reflect back and change these as needed. If one of our teams gets eliminated, we'll make them every week.
Again, to be clear, I do hope the Bengals make the Super Bowl, and I think they probably will. But again, to keep it spicy, I'll go with the Bills and the Eagles. I think the Bills are a really good team.
That'd be a
Eagles are
great
really good
Super
team.
Bowl. That would really be a great Super Bowl.
It would be.
Yep.
Two very good fan bases as well.
Two very good quarterbacks.
Yep. But we are out of time, guys. Any final thoughts, Andy?
Yeah. So yesterday, I know, Jared, you were talking about the Houston-Indianapolis game and how that ended. Well, I just want to, so Lovie Smith gets fired today by the Houston Texans, and he wins the game to knock the Texans out of the number one pick, and his former team, the Chicago Bears, get the number one pick. You mean to tell me he tried to take it to the Texans franchise? I mean, I was like, yeah, that sounds just about right. I mean, what are some of these teams doing? Really?
Oh, I never
Insane.
thought of that.
Absolutely
Yeah,
insane.
That's why they tried to win that
He
game.
tried to win the game so they wouldn't get the number one pick. Oh my goodness.
I still don't know how the
Genius.
Colts didn't bat that down or intercept that. That was just ridiculous. Come on, man. That was awful.
So the Texans don't get the number one pick because they won after then
Yep.
Lovie Smith got fired.
That's genius when you think about it, though. Absolute genius. That is.
I loved it.
Genius. I
Loved
love
it. Lovie Smith, and then he just gets fired.
Good. That's great revenge. Good job, Lovey. That's good revenge there. Jared, any final thoughts?
I mean, I could go a few different directions here. I'll just keep it simple. Again, I think we're all pretty happy for DeMar Hamlin being released from the hospital today, being able to go back home. Just amazing. Obviously got a lot of outstanding care in Cincinnati, and probably glad to be back in Buffalo. So yeah, just awesome. Really good to see.
Yeah, that is great to see. So happy for him and his family, and it's terrific. Will he be back on a football field? Who knows? Probably not anytime soon. He still has, I'm sure, a long recovery. But glad to see he is doing well. And
also, Cliff Kingsbury fired by the Cardinals. I think we probably saw that coming again to show us how atrocious some of the coaches were in the league this year. Again, he'd be kind of spicy maybe with the Pats, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah.
Yeah, and we'll definitely talk about the Patriots situation as well in the coming weeks, as they will certainly need to make some changes. And I just heard some team got permission to interview Gerard Mayo as a potential defensive coordinator. I think the Patriots might want to think about snagging him up before someone steals him away, because I from what I see, he seems like a pretty good coach, and he was the linebackers coach, and they did a nice job this year, the linebackers. So
I think I need a few weeks just to take some weeks off and not even talk about the Patriots, because I'm
too frustrating.
I'm taking a vacation. I'm gonna take a vacation.
All right. Well, we are out of time. My final thought: Hillers Sports all week long. Check our website, hcam.tv, for the game schedule. But for Andy Barron, Jared Keene, I'm Tom Nappy. This has been HCAM Sports Talk. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Be well. We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.